Assalamu alaikum to all, and today we will discuss the agentic architecture, how we create the architecture of the the complete agent. Because when we start and select any vertical and start to work on any the architecture of the agent, because before creating any agent, we have to create the complete architecture of the agent. So we must have to know the best way of understanding and the right way to understand what is the architecture of the agent that we have to create to solve any problem and to create any AI solution. So it is very important to know the patterns to select the correct architecture of any agent. So first we have to know the 5 steps before selecting any architecture of the agent. The first question is we have to know the solution path of that agent. That what will be the path of that solution of the architecture? We must have to know. In the second option, we have you know we must know the that the each point and the each stage is same or a different, because it will help us to know the that pattern of the architecture, because each pattern has its own abilities, its own stages. So in the second question, we have to know what that each stage is same or have different run in the workflow. So first we have to know the solution part of the architecture, and in the second question we have to know that the path and the stages, the steps are same or different, because in most of the cases the steps are same, but we will create the complex architecture which will increase the cost of our product, and it will not help us as a business. So we have to know about that point as well. In the third question, what we have to do is, in the third question we have to know the major steps of that architecture. When we create the complete architecture of the agent, we have to know the steps and the major steps, we can talk about if we will talk about the e-commerce AI solution. So we have to know the invoices, how we will build the architecture and the complete workflow of that agent for the invoices. So we have to know about that. So invoices, and in the third question we have to know the major stages and its the solution of that stage as well. So these are the three questions that we have covered. In the fourth stage, in the fourth question, we have to know the quality is matter or the speed is matter in the architecture, in the agent that the solution will create it for any businesses. If the quality is matter more than the speed, or speed is matter more than the quality, because it will help us to select the correct pattern of that agentic solution. So the fifth question is, we have to ask with us before selecting any agentic architecture, that can we need a more and more specialized agent in that solution, or the one solution will be the enough one for creating the architecture. Because when we will create the multiple specialized agent for any one solution of the AI, so it will cost a more and more in the businesses. So rather than selecting many specialized agent in a simple and the easy workflow, we have to keep it single agent in any architecture. But if we are creating the complex architecture, so we can select that multi-agent pattern of the architecture as well. So if we want to create any agentic architecture, so we must know the answer of these all 5 questions, because it will help us to select any accurate pattern, agentic pattern that will help us to keep it as a long term, the long term vertical, the long term, which will help the business to improve their the cost, efficiency, and accuracy. Because the pattern of the agentic architecture is the most important thing before creating an agent. So I hope it will be helpful for you. So you must follow these all steps. It will help you to select the accurate pattern architecture.